Okay, so today we'll talk about blend shapes. In Maya it's called blend shapes. In other programs you will hear morph targets, and it's basically one of the ways to transfer usually it's used for facial animation, facial expressions, to transfer it to game engine. So you would do it through FBX format, and FBX has two animation options. So the joints, you can animate your models using joints, and FBX would export that, or morph targets, or blend shapes as it's called in Maya. So here the important part is to have a clone of your object that you want to have these blend shapes for, and it cannot have any it has to maintain the same amount of vertices, edges and polygons, and they have to be in the same order. So you can't multicut, you can't connect things, you can't attach, you can't weld, anything like that. It must maintain the same topology, same number of vertices, and so on. You can only move things. So first I'll just copy this once, twice, maybe 3 times, and now just to see how it works, I will just do some crazy things, like, let's pretend this is a facial expression. Of course normally no one would do that, but just to make it fast, let's just change something, and one more realistic one. So what you might have here is you would close your eyelids, or let's say move this down. Now of course we have to take care that the eyeball would not penetrate your eyelid. So again, the topology of your eye model, a model of the eye, should allow for this. Okay, that's enough. Normally you would have like one shape for one eye closed, next shape for another eye closed, and the phonemes. So if you Google 3D phonemes, you will see this is most likely for English language the most used phoneme. So you'll see that the vowels are pretty distinct, like O, A, here U. You see very different mouth shapes, A. And for consonants, usually it's more or less the same. So I don't even see here some consonants, but basically whether you say P or B or T or D, it looks more or less the same. So you have to decide what you need and create these blend shapes. Now how do we work with the blend shapes? Basically we have to, as everything in Maya, we have to select things in the right order. So I do hope, no, probably that's the wrong order. I think it's like this. I will test it out in a moment. So this is our original object. So deform and blend shapes. This is where you need to go. Deform, blend shapes. Seems to be working, but nothing there. So you have 2 areas where you control these blend shapes. It's either under attribute editor here, and you should find blend shapes somewhere here. One of these things, blend shape 1. Yeah, and now you see the eyelid here, concentrated here. So the eyelid is, she's blinking, blink, 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 or she's doing weird things. So going to the target A, B, C. It's ugly to use this tool here under attribute editor, so it's much easier to use dedicated animation window. I think it's under Windows, Animation Editors, and it's called Shape Editor. So you have a dedicated window here, and of course we could record it, keyframe it, and have like, let's say we turn on N for animation. As far as we have to set the first key as again, why this tool is cool is you have this easy control. So now I have a key here under frame, I don't know what it is, 1, and now let's set frame whatever it is. I will close the eye. Now if you see, my eye is blinking. And I could do it again. So say make a key, and in 1 second I will make her open her eyelid. And you can do same stuff, of course, for these weird, crazy ones that you should not do. So we start with that, and here we move to there, change it, and it's a key. So you see it does weird things now. So you could, let's say, animate, you know, like first, I don't know, first 5 frames you have blinks, next 5 frames you have phoneme 1, phoneme 2, phoneme 3, you know, all your vowels or all your consonants. Then you could have your angry face, your, you know, whatever things that you might find useful and you might use in your, well, in your game character. So you might have these like expressions, you know, angry, sad, whatever. You know, might be fighting one, so you might be clenched teeth or something like that. And then for talking, you would use all these phonemes, consonants and vowels to make up sentences. Don't forget the idle animation. When we are in idle pose, we usually, you know, breathe and inspect your face. What does it do when you breathe? So usually nose is doing something. Check out the mirror.